Greetings, 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 my V family all over the world. This is your chief at 1:30 on Wednesday morning, recording your Wednesday message. And you're going to see my hands and you'll see two tattoos. It's a crocodile, all right, and a flying dinosaur. It's not real tattoos. Everyone is asking me whether it's real. It's not. The boys decided to put tattoos on everyone. And they almost put a tattoo on my forehead. I said, no, put it on my arm. So I got these two tattoos, all right? The flying dinosaur, there's a name for it, I forget, and a crocodile. Actually, it looks cool, all right? So get, tattoos and stick it on your hand. Rule 3, max out king, max out queen. Actually, Edwin, if you're watching my Wednesday message, we should have these tattoos, temporary tattoos at VCon. So you can just put a bit of water and you can stick it on yourself, all right? I think we had it last time. We should bring it back. So guys, welcome to my Wednesday message. It's a crazy week. All of you, I hope you watch my Insta Live on Sunday where I spoke about the importance of family, loyalty, and to build an organization from your heart. And that organization will survive anything, I promise you, if you build your organization from your heart. That the people who come into your life for a reason. And if you want to build a max out organization, one of the strongest pillars that I learned from Japa and Dato Sri Vijay is build from your heart. Establish an organization based on a good value system, on loyalty, on brotherhood, on sisterhood. Be there for them, not only on their best days, but be there for your team during your darkest hours, during their darkest hours, all right? Be there for them, okay? And this Wednesday message, I want to talk about one of my modules that many of you have listened to me at VCon. And that module is the module of being a warrior. All right, and that module I do at VCon, or my session at VCon, either on day 4 or day 5, is very intense, where I get everyone to have that breakthrough, that in order to be successful in network marketing, in order to be a successful entrepreneur, to inshallah one day be a max out king or queen, one of the characteristics that you must have is that you must be a warrior. You cannot be a wimp. So I shared in that module that the world is only divided to 2 types of people. All right? A wimp who is driven by fear. All right? And a warrior who has no fear. And the first thing you have to identify is what is fear. Fear is not real. Fear is created when you lose your battle with your ego. Fear is a dominant weapon used by your ego to stop you from reaching your limitless potential. It is created. That does not exist. Fear of failure, fear of talking to people, fear of what people think of you, fear. All of this does not exist in a child, does not exist in a baby, does not exist in a child. It only starts to exist as the child starts to grow up. That means it is something that you were not born with. It is created by your experiences, by input, by what you listen to, what you see, which is used by your ego, manipulated by your ego to create fear, to hold you back from being the best version of yourself. And sometimes when I do this module of being a warrior, all right, everyone thinks it only applies when you are faced with a great challenge. Like you only become a warrior when there is war. That means there is a crisis in your market, or there's negativity in the media, or your government is trying to stop you from making your dreams into a reality. So a lot of people think that I have to be a warrior only when there is a battle. That is not the purpose of what I share at VCon. If you remember what I shared at VCon, the process I took you through, all right, to give you that click, I told you that from this moment on, you are a warrior. From the time you wake up till you go to sleep, even while you are sleeping, you are a warrior. You have to become a warrior. And this is where people fail to understand. Because picking up the phone and inviting somebody to a presentation requires you to be a warrior. Making the commitment to your upline that you will complete Rule 3 this month in August requires you to be a warrior. For you to keep believing in your dreams, even after 6 months, 12 months of no commission, no income from QNet, requires you to be a warrior. All right? Getting a confirmation of a sign up, and then you call the person the next day and they don't answer your phone. You need to be a warrior so you don't go into depression, that you don't go into failure mode, that you don't go into I give up mode. Not giving up on this journey, even when you felt like giving up, requires you to be a warrior. Emptying your cup and listening to this Wednesday message sincerely as a student of Japa and Dato Sri Vijay, all right, as an empty cup requires you to be a warrior. Because the ability to empty your cup requires you to be brave, requires you to be strong, all right? Because arrogance only exists in a wimp. So somebody asked me a question, Chief, if I'm a warrior, that means I have to be arrogant. Hey, I don't care what you think. No, I'm sorry. Being a warrior doesn't require arrogance. It requires confidence. It requires self-belief. It requires loyalty. It requires discipline. If you have arrogance and your cup is full, and just because you sound brave and you look brave, does not mean you're a warrior. Arrogance is the characteristic of a wimp. Do you understand? He uses the arrogance as a shield to protect themselves, because behind that arrogance is somebody who's very scared. A warrior doesn't have to be angry. A warrior is actually never angry. A warrior doesn't have to raise his voice to get attention. A warrior can speak softly and people will listen. And today I learned the greatest lessons in the presence of Dato Sri Vijay, because I am his warrior. I am a warrior, proud warrior of Japa and Dato Sri Vijay, that I will fight anything every day to make sure their vision becomes a reality of touching 1 billion hearts. And today, I was in the presence of my mentor, Dato Sri, where he was addressing a group of people. And a lot of people think I talk a lot, but actually I don't. You only think I talk a lot because you always watch me on video. All right? Contrary to popular belief, I love being quiet. And during that whole meeting, I was quiet, listening to him, emptying my cup. And at that moment, I realized that even to be a great warrior, there are times where you have to be a silent warrior, that you don't always have to speak. You don't always have to prove your point. A warrior doesn't have to prove anything to anyone. Their self-belief, their self-confidence is enough for the world to know who they are. And even if the world does not know who you are, a warrior doesn't care. Are you guys with me? So when I say, repeat after me, I am a warrior, I am a warrior, it is not only for the great battles. It is not only for crisis or great challenges. It is the way you should live every day, including being a father, including being a mother, including being a brother, sister, son, daughter, that great warriors will forgive, not seek revenge. Do you understand? that if you understand the ninja or the samurais of Japan, they are the greatest warriors in the world. All right. And if you watch this movie called The Last Samurai, where Tom Cruise acted in that movie, it's one of the most brilliant movies ever. He fought in a battle and he killed a samurai warrior, and he got injured. And they took him to the village of that warrior he killed. And the wife of that warrior looked after him and helped him recover. All right? Because the way of the samurai is never to hold a grudge, never to seek revenge, that they fight for the truth, they fight for the honor of Japan, their country and their emperor, but they never fight with anger. All right? So being a warrior is actually not about anger at all. I know when I do the module, I raise the intensity and I say I am a warrior, but I'm not angry when I do it. Contrary to popular belief, Padman Senati Raja never gets angry anymore. All right? I think I can count the number of times that I truly get angry, because a real warrior does not get angry. A real warrior gets intense, works harder. So if you are building your organization today, if you are building your network and you are serious about your max out, if you're serious about achieving your dreams, then you have to be a warrior throughout your journey. There is no switch off button. Remember, you switch on and throw away the switch. That you are permanently in warrior mode. That means you intensify your level of discipline. You intensify your level of commitment. You do rule 3, because only warriors can complete rule 3. All right? I don't care who you are. If you don't complete rule 3, whatever your excuse is, it simply shows me that you are a wimp. Do you understand? If you cannot send your TAT to me every week for whatever reason, except that you are dead or in a coma, all right, that means you are a wimp, because you could not complete a promise you made. Warriors keep their promises. Warriors never let people down who depend on them. Do you understand? So recording the Wednesday message for 13 years is the warrior in Padman Senati Raja who does it. And I'm not doing it because I love the Wednesday message. I'm doing it because I made a promise to you. Like a promise Japa and Dato Sri Vijay made 26 years ago, and they kept it going for 26 years. That's why they are the greatest warriors to me, to all of us. So being a warrior, I don't want there to be a misunderstanding. It's not fighting. It is not only when there is a battle you are a warrior. You should be a warrior every minute of the day. You should be a warrior who doesn't forget his or her dream. A warrior never forgets the promises they make. A warrior never gives up, no matter how difficult the journey becomes. A warrior doesn't need to prove him or herself to anyone. A warrior, simply put, has no more fear, does not fear anything. And I was just telling a group of morons that I saw something on Instagram, all right, where a guy was saying in all the religious books, whether any religion, all the scriptures, there's one phrase repeated the most number of times across all religions in the world. And that phrase is do not fear, or don't have fear. Fear is what's holding you back. And I'm not talking about the fear that you go to the corner and cry like a baby. Not that fear. The fear of achieving your dreams. The fear of the opinions of other people. The fear of giving 100% commitment to your journey. The fear of failure. All of these fears cannot exist in you. If you are building this business with fear, you will never succeed. All right? If you are building this business as a wimp, you will never succeed. The only people who are successful, the only people who make it to the top of this unbelievable journey as Max Out Kings and Queens, we partners, are the people who have demonstrated that their warriorship is consistent. There's no on and off button. It is on and there's no more off. Are you guys with me? So every day is a battle. Every presentation is a battle. Every phone call is a battle. Completing rule 3 is a battle. Watching the Wednesday message is a battle. Keeping quiet when you want to speak is a battle. Emptying your cup and learning from the great ones like Japa, Datu Sri Vijay is a battle. Deciding whether to come to VCon or not is a battle. Because if you are truly a warrior, you will have the common sense that coming to VCon is not a choice, it is a necessity. You will understand that rule 3 is a necessity if you want to succeed and be a good leader. You know the answers. So no more fear. You started a journey as an entrepreneur. You started to dream again. And this journey is not easy, and I never told you it was. I just promise you it will be the greatest adventure of your life. And if you want to know what it takes to complete this journey, if you want to know what it takes for Dato Sri Vijay to call your name at a VCon and invite you up on stage as a V ambassador, it is for you to be a warrior. For you to always be a warrior. Are you with me? So when I say I am a warrior, I say it on stage. But you can say, I am a warrior. I am a warrior. I am a warrior.